Hey everybody, what we got here? How's everybody doing today? How is everybody doing? Listen, I'm going to share this a couple groups. Give me just a second. I want to make sure I'm sharing this with people who want it, need it. Oh, all right, here we go. How's everybody doing today? If you catch this live, please put a comment live below. And if you're not, hit hashtag replay. Listen, a couple things I want to go over. I was listening to this guy. I can't give this guy credit because I can't remember his name. Horrible, horrible, horrible. So he was teaching something, and I want to share it. I think this is very important when you're serving other people. So you're the coaching industry, consulting industry, ministry, entrepreneurship. You're providing a good or service for somebody. You're serving them. I want to come across, I came across this, and it's a great thought process. This is the guy, I got this from the guy, just so you know who it is. He was big on gyms, and he started another company, and another company. He wrote a book, and so I can't remember his name right now, but anyway, the whole point of his, one of his things he was talking about, what I'll do is put the link to his YouTube that I watched in the comment section after I'm done, so you can listen to him. Now I will say there is some language that some of you probably don't want to listen to, but the principles he uses are truth, right? So I want to say this. I want to say this is very important. A lot of times we have a problem, right, with moving away from service to posturing ourselves to having authority. Now, I don't want you to think that you should let people just walk all over you, or they should just tread on you, or whatever the case may be. I think what we have to do is look at the best way we can serve people, the best way we can help others. The best way to do that is coming from a point of what works for me. So what works for me might not work for you. The thing is like every part of your business, every part of your ministry, every part of everything you do, you should approach that when you're dealing with other people. What are you saying? Well, if you say things like, this worked for me, I don't know if this will work for you, but you can try it. This worked for my clients, but it may not work for you, just try it. Versus, this is what you should do. You should always do this because it works, and I'm telling you it works, and it always works. There's some pride in there. People don't want to deal with that pride. They don't want to deal with that thought process that you're better than them, that you're greater than them. One of the things is in men's ministry, we've come across that typically alpha males, and males in general, but more so alpha males, don't like when something's not their idea. And I know some of you say, well, they should just get over it. It's harder for them to do that, though. So you have to make it seem like it's their idea. So if you say, this works for us, maybe you should try it. It may work for you, it may not. Hey, listen, you should always use the grocery shopping method, right? You don't go in the grocery store and buy everything. There's some things you may be allergic to. There may be things that you just don't like. Maybe things that are not part of your diet if you're trying to lose weight or gain muscle. There's certain things you just don't eat, right? So at the end of the day is, you don't go in the grocery store and buy everything. You only go what you're looking for or what you need. So when you're in this posture of serving, the authority you get comes from the success you got in what you're doing. If you don't have success in a certain area, you shouldn't be touting that you do. That's one of the biggest things about the gurus. The gurus, right? They say, oh yeah, I've had hundreds of people go through my program, but they haven't had one. And if they've had people go through it, how successful are they? See, this is the thing, is like, when we're doing something, we got to posture ourselves at their feet. This is where foot washing comes in if you're in a ministry type situation. Business, you're going to their need. You're going to what they want. You're going to what they desire. And if you're going towards that, then you're going to be successful. But if you're not going towards that, and you're always putting, this is what I do, so you should do it too. No. It may not work for them. It may not be what they need. So the end of the day is we have to posture ourselves as someone who's providing a service. Listen, I don't know a whole lot about everything. But what I can tell you is, when you serve people, first off, they get what they need. When you really try to serve people, they get what they need. Secondly is, when you serve people, you feel more fulfilled versus trying to do something that you don't have any idea what you're doing. If you know what target you're shooting for, then, and you become successful in that one thing, the Apostle Paul said, this one thing I do. Well, listen, in business, if you do one thing well and do it well, then you can expand. But until you make some money in that one thing, then you shouldn't be doing everything. A business person, an entrepreneur who juggles a whole lot of different things isn't very good. If you know how to make food, be the best cook, baker, candy maker, whatever it is, be the best at that, right? If you're a programmer, be the best coder you could be. If you're the best salesperson, be the best salesperson you can be. And then when you get that going well, then you can expand to other areas. But don't try adding stuff on until you've got successful in one thing. Too many times, I can be transparent and tell you, I've tried to do 5 or 6 things. Why? Because I see dollar signs and I'm a numbers guy. I try to make the numbers work. If you just get enough people looking at it, the numbers will work. No. Be good at one thing. Be good at one thing. What's that one thing? Serving. What's that one thing for you? Might be different. You might be sales, but still they're serving in sales. They're serving in cooking for people. They're serving in building sidewalks. There's in construction. They're serving in everything you do. So how are you serving people? How are you building to their advantage? How are you building so they can be successful? Because if you're just building up your own kingdom, your own fiefdom, so to speak, it's not going to matter. You're not impacting them. It's all about you and not them. They don't need another person trying to take part of their territory. They don't need another person trying to take up their time. You're there to serve. So when we're serving, our authority comes from what we have done and what works. So what we should be saying is, this is not what you should do. This is not what you should do. That's not what we should be saying. People going, this is what you should do. No. You should be saying, this is what works for me. You can try it. And maybe put your own spin on it so it works better for you. That's all we should be doing. I think too many times, too many of us trying to become an authority says, oh man, I found this new program and it's just really great. People don't care about program. People don't care about you. They care about themselves. One of my good friends, Mark Lalone, said, with them, right? What's in it for me? That's what most people care about. With them. What's in it for me? So when you're presenting something, you've got to make them discover what is in it for them. What is it they want? What is it they're looking for? What is it? How can you help them succeed? How can you help them become better? How can you help them reach their goal? Well, surely, Chris, you got to be concerned about your bottom line. I am. But the end of the day is, my bottom line doesn't matter unless I'm making impact in someone else's life, because I've seen it time and again. And even in ministry, unless I'm making a difference in someone else's life, the ministry that I do is irrelevant. Because you have to be impacting other people. You can't minister just by yourself. You minister to God. You can sell to yourself, but you're not going to get any sales. And if you do, you're going to be broke because you're making sales to yourself. Yes, practice on yourself. Yes, pray with yourself. Yes, read the scriptures with yourself. Yes, serve. Learn how to serve by yourself. But then put it into practice outside of yourself. These skills, these thought processes, these things only work outside of yourself. I hope you've gotten something out of this. Hopefully this is helpful. Once again, if you're watching this live, put #live. If you're watching the replay, #replay. I want to thank you all for being a part of my community, being a part of my Facebook page. God bless. Have a great day.